You are listening to a clip from the Righteous Tongues podcast, where we speak fluent hip-hop. Hosted by FDT, the BX Boy and D.Bail. For more, please visit grussellmedia.com.
For sure.
Speaking about generations, we got, Migos versus Bone Thugs, man.
Yeah. That's it right there. The real life battle playing out.
Yeah, Lazy Bone was upset that Migos ain't really paying homage and they not respecting them.
Y'all heard
that they're the best group.
Y'all heard the diss record?
Yeah, we heard.
Y'all hear it?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I didn't really think it was all that great, but
yeah, me neither.
You dropped it, And you know what the funniest thing about this whole debate to me is that I don't even think Bone Thugs is the greatest group. I'm like, hello, Wu-Tang, hello, Outkast, hello, Mobb Deep, hello, NWA, hello, just so many groups that you can name. I just named a few of them. That's like, but I get it. They want to speak up for their crew. And Bone Thugs is certainly someone that you can definitely put in that category.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what do y'all think about this? Because this is literally the debate that we're having about music and different generations, and it's literally being played out with 21 Savage, calling them old, and the common stuff that they say. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I think I've seen some of the Lazy Bones live IG live videos and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to call them bitter, but it seems like they're bitter, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a generation of rap now where there's a lot of less talented, quote unquote, rappers making more money and getting more shine than rappers in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? It's like
nice rappers.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day when you were coming up in that era, like, you had to be nice. Yeah. And you had to be original, and you had to sound different. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be average and be a Big, or average and be a Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to actually stand.
You had to be good. You had to own your time. And even if you were good, you still not guaranteed that you would make it. Jay-Z was nice as hell in '96, and he could barely get a foothold in the game.
Yeah,
95, 96.
I understand where a rapper from that generation would be upset that, like, man, like, when I was coming up, like, look at the competition I had to go through to get a deal. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, a lot of rap nowadays, to me, lyrically, it's just mediocre. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are making money. It seems in this generation, anybody could be a rapper. But not how it was back in the 90s. Like, I didn't think not anyone could be a rapper back in the 90s and be successful.
You're right about that. The internet and other things have certainly opened it up, for good and for bad. But you're right, back in the day,
so I get
anybody could not be a rapper. You couldn't. You get laughed out of the game.
Coming from and why they might be upset. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, man, the Migos, they popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's their time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could understand why the Migos would say that they're the best, because, like, yo, everybody loves the Migos. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like, Migos, like, white people love them. Like, yo, they're a big group. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fans, but, like, yo, they're popping, yo. They have a huge fan base. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. If you ask somebody what the biggest hip hop group is currently right now, the Migos are definitely in that top 3. Just off
they'd have to be. I agree
name
with
recognition alone. I'm not talking about lyrical dexterity. I'm just talking about popularity. Yeah. So with that being said,
like I said, what other groups could we name? Like, not any old groups. I'm talking about, like, groups that are out right now.
The Migos is definitely there.
Who could we name that's more popular? Maybe Ray Sherman.
All right, so
they're the solo thing this year. So
they're probably definitely the hottest group right now, for sure. I think anytime you get into conversations of best or what have you, I think that complicates it a little bit more. But yeah, they're hot, and they should be confident. They should feel like they're the best. I happen to have a extremely different view. But, you know, they should feel that way. And I mean, they are popping. They are hot. They are on a lot of the biggest songs and, you know, Billboard and all of that. So, you know.
So
I mean, but I think one reason why people might take issue with it is the way I think Offset, the way he describes it, like we're the biggest group of all time. I mean, he was, you know, he wasn't saying we're the biggest group currently. We're the biggest group of all time. And I think when you say something like that, you know, you got to be able to back it up. And I'm not.
And like I said, they don't have the success to back up that claim. Like they're the biggest rap group now. Then I don't think they got that. They said of all time.
They said big of all time.
Yeah,
they
that's where I see the outrage. That's where I get the outrage. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, even if they said hip hop, I still think they would be outraged. But I think just saying of all time, like, okay, dude, I want some of what you're smoking because you bugging. You straight bugging. But I mean, you know, it's one thing to be confident. You know, can't knock them for that. But you know, if somebody wants to challenge you on that claim, you know, you got to expect that. And I mean, just calling them an old hater, I mean, you know, they sold their records. They put their time in the game as well. I mean, you know,
for sure.
They had their spins too. So, you know, you can't just chalk it up always as hating. I mean, people do have to be held accountable for what they say. And I think in this generation, a lot of people think they can just say anything and no one's going to challenge you on that. You know, and when you do say something, you know, and you're older, you know, get called old or irrelevant or this and that, or you ain't got money like this, which is, I think, what Offset, I think, put in one of his Instagram posts or something, you know, and so like I said, it's just
where's your $1 million at?
You know, it's just
$1 million.
You know, it's just the way people see things, man. It's a generational thing, and it's also what you value, you know. I'm not saying one is right or wrong. It's just it just is what it is.
Yeah.
How you feel?
But yeah, you know, the Migos are legends of today for this current batch of hip hop fans. Let's not get it twisted. Hip hop is for and mostly is by the young
man's
generation.
Game. Yeah.
You know, so in the eyes of today's generation, Amigos are definitely legends. In the eyes of a prior generation, Bone Thugs and Harmony are also legends. So anything in between is really going to be a subjective thing because, you know, these kids will never know what it was like to hear, you know, the first of the month or For the Love of Money for the first time, and hear that those flows from a region that we didn't really know too much about in terms of music and how they shaped and brought a whole new different type of style to the game. They can't really appreciate that. So I can't fault them for that necessarily. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, D.Bail, I just want to ask you something. Do you think the Migos makes music that will be considered timeless? I mean, I guess you can't really know that, but I mean, just based on what you hear from them, do you think they have music that'll be looked back on as timeless, or music that really stands the test of time?
I don't know, man. I can't. I mean, for me, I can't say that their music has touched me that deeply to where I would want to revisit it, you know, 10, 15 years from now. But also, respectfully, I have not pursued their discography as much as I pursued a Mobb Deep or Capone and Noriega or Wu-Tang Clan. So they have not been given that same opportunity as other groups that I have loved in the past. So it's really unfair for me to rate them there. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a writer for the website so.com, soh.com, and one of the Migos' first mixtapes, you know what I'm saying, I placed his mixtape of the week back when people didn't even know where the Migos was from. They thought they were from Atlanta. They're from a small county called Gwinnett County. They didn't even know where the Migos was from. You know what I'm saying? And I spotlighted them and another young rapper that's popping right now by the name of Rich the Kid. So this was back in 2012, 2013. So I've always had my eyes out for them. So I respect what they bring to the game. However, you know, music for me is it's an emotional thing. You know, I work in the industry, so I can listen to music two different ways. I can listen to a music objectively and say, oh, this is going to be a hit with the young people, and not necessarily feel all the words that's being spoken. And I can say it's not for me, but it's still a hit. And then there's other music that I listen to, like, you know, Raekwon's Purple Tape, where it gets into my soul, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of feeling. And if a kid from 2018 is not feeling the exact vibes that I'm feeling off the Purple Tape or off Illmatic, I can't necessarily be mad. But here's where things get really tricky for me. In a beef with a situation like this, the thing that goes wrong is the clout chasing. You know, the social media, the unnecessary comments of, you know, of the Migos, of Bone Thugs and Harmony, without it being a productive conversation where a young head that never heard of Bone Thugs and Harmony can actually go check out the old heads' music and say, yo, this is kind of fire, without being biased because they like the Migos, or even vice versa.
And the Migos said something against them.
Let me go check out some of the Migos, and you know what? Their music is not as bad as I thought it was. It got some cleverness to it. It got some wittiness to it. So that's the part that makes
the young people will be why the Migos will be music will be timeless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It won't be timeless to us, but to the young people, will be. Like, I can see 30 years from now, you know, Bad and Bougie come on, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I bop my head to it, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say everything they make is going to be remembered, but, you know, they do. Once you have hits on the chart, you know what I mean, the radio, it's timeless. You know what I'm saying? If it was popping at one point, you liked it, even if you know what I'm saying, you might not want to hear it every day, every year. But
I mean, that's true. It does catch.
Okay.
On the radio, you might not change it.
Yo, BX boy, BX boy.
Yeah.
Is Ice Baby timeless?
It's Ice. Actually, yeah, it is.
It is, isn't it?
It is. It's not. But let me say this: it's timeless. It's timeless in the way in which it captures a moment in time. You know what I mean? Like, there'll always be a moment where, like, yo, this Wigger, let's be honest, you know, this dude who was clearly fake on pretty much everything he was rapping managed to, once upon a time, capture the pinnacle top spot in hip hop.
All right, so I think you answered your own question, brother. I think you answered your own question, cuz, when it came down to whether or not the Migos music is going to be timeless, based upon your answer and also what FDT said.
But D.Bail, the only reason I asked that is because when you listen to the sound of it, I don't know. I think one reason why it might not be timeless is because, to me, in this generation now, a lot of this music, a lot of these artists sound the same. They sound too similar, in my opinion. And what you have now a lot is maybe guys who rise to the top in a field where everybody sounds so similar. It's almost hard to distinguish them. I mean, between, you know, Migos and 21 Savage and this one and that one, it's you know, you say what you will about Vanilla Ice, but he stood out for a lot of reasons.
Well,
you know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that helps timeless music really stand out. I mean, it's different. It's like, whoa.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back. And I'm not gonna say any names because one of these rappers I dig his flow, dig his style. He's a talented lyricist. However, let's take it back. Going back into the realm of what you just said. Okay, they all sound the same. There was one point during the mixtape era where a lot of rappers started sounding like Jay-Z. And Jay-Z even addressed it. There was a lot of rappers that was patterning their flows, even the ad-libs, little Jay-Z chuckle. They was doing all of that. And those rappers, cuz, were not ever as successful. And none of them ever made it to the realms of Jay-Z. So there's always been copycats in the game. So to the Migos' credit, you can say that they sound like everybody else. Everybody sounds like them. But there's not groups that are as successful as the Migos right now, man.
Well, let me just quickly counter and say that there's a truth to that. You're right. There was a lot of artists sounding like Jay and whatnot, but the sound didn't sound the same. The music didn't sound the same. When you listen to a lot of these trap or drill, I mean, it's like the same flow, the beat is similar. It's just, you know, at least even if they were rapping like Jay, the music wasn't the same, the sound wasn't exactly the same. But nowadays, man,
I can agree with that too. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Type of point. Because a lot of these, rappers that saying they dress like the Migos, they sound like you know what I mean, but they're not.
They sound the same. They got the same.
I'm comparing three rappers, right? They not the same, right? Listen, I'm about to compare 3 rappers from the 90s. They not the same at all, but they kind of similar. You know what I'm saying? Not the same, but similar. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
DMX, Ja Rule, and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Brown skin, bald headed niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they all different. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They're more distinctive.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even though they were brown skin, bald headed, you know what I'm saying? Cut deep, you know what I'm saying?
Aggressive
rappers, aggressive, you know what I'm saying? They all were different. They all had their own flow, their own style, their own voice, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and one key thing, they were capable of branching out, doing different things, sounding different, rapping different. I've heard Tupac rap different styles. I heard him on the track like Big Daddy Kane, where he's rapping like the East Coast cat that he is.
Right.
You can't ask the Migos and have rappers do that. You can't.
They gonna sound like the Migos. They gonna look like the Migos. They gonna have the same hairstyle. They gonna have the same clothes. Their videos gonna look the same. Like we can find that. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are both right at the same time. You both got
to me, D.Bail, that sameness is gonna hold them back. And they even call it the Migos flow. Because I mean, let's be honest. It's proliferated the game to the point where it's like, kind of like with dissects, when people was taking their style so much they couldn't even do it anymore. But now it's even worse because in addition to the style and the flow, the music and the beats, you could really just substitute one name out and put another one in, and it's really not all that different. Yeah, the Migos is just more popular and more successful. And kudos to them brothers, and I'll never begrudge anyone their success. Get money, take care of your family. Knock it out, but it's just not for me.
And I respect that.
But hey, in the club, I'll listen to it.
Oh shit! Okay, I ain't mad.
But outside of that, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, strip club, definitely good music in the strip club. There's a lot of songs I thought I would never like. Were you in the strip club?
Like I said, that's a different energy. That's a different.
Like everything has its lane. Everything has its lane. You know what I'm saying?
Everything has its proper place and stations. You're right.
But before we get into, what our favorite albums of 2018, is there anything that anybody wanted to add? Did anybody surprise them this year in 2018 as far as, music wise, a new artist or an old artist? Anybody, see anything that they were like, wow, I didn't think I would like that?
Wow, what would say surprised me? I think I mentioned this before, and I wouldn't say I like it, but it surprised me how much I didn't mind it. It was probably the Lil Wayne Carter 5.
Okay.
Shout out.
Like I didn't think I did not think it was great, but I was like, wow, this is okay. It's decent. And I guess trying to think, another one would probably be. Oh man, so many albums came out this year. I'm trying to think.
Not so my album, but just art. Like for me, the person that surprised me was Logic.
Yeah.
I never bothered listening to Homeboy's music ever, and I just decided to give him a chance on his album, and I just became an instant fan. Like I had to go back on his old shit. Like Logic definitely surprised me this year.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
For me,
what about you, D.Bail?
For me, man, it would have to be the collabo projects, man. A lot of collaboration albums. You know what I'm saying? The Carters.
There's a lot of those. Yeah, Styles P, Davies.
Styles P, Davies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby and Gunna from the ATL. You had Currency and Freddie Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? That project was crazy. Kanye, even Kanye and Kid Cudi, man. You know what I'm saying?
They dropped something too, yeah.
Man, it just was a lot of collaborations this year. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of music,
Future and Juice WRLD dropped a project. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, man. So it's like this was a year for collaborations. It was called World on Drugs, man. Future and Juice WRLD. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna check that out. Let me just ask you real quick. Was there any album or artist that maybe disappointed you a little bit or somewhat?
Oh, I answer that straight up.
I have one, and it's the rapper who I think
I got the same one.
My second best is Nas.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was bad, but I mean, considering what I know he can do, I was a bit disappointed by it. You know?
Oh man, that's tough, bro, and that's a real criticism from a real hip hop listener who I have a lot of respect for, man, which is the BX boy, yo. And you know what, bro? I can't even.
And I didn't think it was bad, but I just felt like Nas, you got.
Yeah,
I wasn't worried. I needed more at all.
I'm also gonna add to that list, Dipset, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I expected a little bit more.
Oh, the Dipset, yeah, right, yeah,
you know what I mean? And you know, just because
that's another one.
Because
but see, I didn't hold them as in high regard. That's the only reason why they.
I did, man. Because,
yeah, you're right about
the Diplomats have always made, you know, classic albums. You know, from the first Diplomatic Immunity, the Diplomatic Immunity 2, not as classic as the first one, but still a great display of music. You know what I'm saying? And you had the B team. You had J.R. Ryder, you know, 40 Cal, and Hell Rel. You know what I'm saying? They dropped the album, you know what I'm saying, as well. Like the same the same time as Dipset, that was just as popping, if not a little bit more popping than the actual Dipset album was. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know,
that's
man.
true. They did.
You know, I just feel like, you know, it just wasn't everything that I wanted it to be, man. Being real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had someone that disappointed me that I forgot.
That's a good choice.
You brought up Nas, but I had somebody that disappointed me this year too, and that was your boy Drake. Drake disappointed me.
Yeah,
Drake disappointed me. Two things. Obviously, number one, no diss back to Pusha T. You know, that was disappointing. You know, it is what it is. Like, it's Drake. You know, he's still gonna be successful regardless.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
His album, like, his album kind of disappointed me. Like, there were good songs, but none of them like touch your soul like they used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Kiki didn't touch your soul,
good songs, but they're just okay. Like, they're not. They weren't even good enough for me to even want to download on my phone. Like, I listened to them on the stream a couple times, and that was it.
Wow, not even download material, huh?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. Disappointing in 2018, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, I was never a big Drake fan like that, so I can't say he disappointed me like that. But I mean, it was solid. I thought it was a solid album. It was okay. It was all right.
You know, everybody has, you know, their favorites and their disappointments. But at the end of the day, I think it was one of the most strongest years for hip hop, for the genre in general. I'm glad to see everyone just, you know, just dropping projects this year. And like I said, we hold these brothers and these sisters that rap in such high regard here at the Righteous Tongues podcast that, you know, we don't want to sugarcoat it and just co-sign it just because, yo, we fans of these artists' music.
We like,
you know what I mean?
We want them to be at their best,
We separate that, you know what I'm saying? Because we really came up on this music for real. So, you know.
I just wanted to ask you real quick, what was your favorite, maybe your favorite album for the year? Since we did the worst already, what would be your favorite? Mine?
No, I don't think we did the worst.
Be probably.
Hold on. I don't think we did the worst. I think we just
got disappointment.
Disappointment.
We're about to get into the album section now, anyway. So that's a good segue.
Yeah. What's
so I was just. Does anybody have a top 5 favorite album that they want to just go over real quick, and then we can get in, you know, what our worst albums were.
I probably won't get into worst.
If you got maybe not a top 5, maybe you get a top 3.
I can do a top 3.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what I say. All right, top 3 is cool. Top 3 is cool.
How about you, FDT? You ready?
I got you.
I'm still thinking
not in any order, but Pusha T Daytona. You know what I'm saying? That's those songs are still getting bumped. Logic's album, that's still get bumped in the whip.
Love Logic shit.
Man, this last one, because I feel like I'm I'm missing some heat, but J-Rock.
Yeah,
J-Rock's album was hard.
Yeah, you was big on that.
J-Rock's album was hard.
But Barack Obama gave that album a shout out too.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I know it's probably one I'm missing, but as of right now, that'd be my 3.
Word. All right, so state that again, bro.
What you say?
State that again, real quick, FDD.
The names. Oh, so one, it was Pusha T's Daytona, right? And then number 2 would be Logic's. Was it the Sinatra 4?
Cool.
And then number 3 would be J-Rock Redemption.
Cool.
Not in any order.
Not in any order. No doubt. Respect, man. Much respect, bro.
I can respect that list. It's not a bad list at all. Not a bad list at all.
Facts. BX boy, you got it, or you want me to go next, man?
Yeah, I'll go next. Let me see. There was so much music this year. For me, I got J-Rock Redemption.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of my top albums. I have got Royce the 5'9", The Book of Ryan.
Fact.
That came out this year too.
Okay.
But that was really good.
Salute.
And last but not least, it's kind of a tie between the Jay and Beyonce album, and then I also have the 3-way ties between the Jay and Beyonce album, K.O.D., J. Cole.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot.
and also, I really like the Dave East and Styles P joint.
Okay, respect, man.
Yeah, I couldn't just do that.
I gotta knock off Logic and put K.O.D. then. I gotta put K.O.D.
All right, no doubt.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Logic definitely honorable mention, but like I you know what I'm saying? I actually went to the J. Cole concert this year.
I was
like,
to say, man.
So
like I was,
I'll be
honest,
so,
man. I was a little surprised, bro. I said, "Wow, this man ain't."
Nipsey Hussle had a good album too, but he didn't quite make my list.
Yeah, I gotta put K.O.D. in that top 3, man. Totally slipped my mind.
What about you, D.Bail?
Listen.
No doubt.
No, just the Logic. He's still the homie too. But like I said, if I had to do top 3, I forgot K.O.D. did come out 2018. So much shit has come out. It's hard to keep up. It's still albums I haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, D.Bail. Your top 3.
Yeah, D.Bail. What is it?
I got Styles P. You know what I'm saying? The Dime Bag album. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good. That's on my honorable mention. That was a good album too.
Definitely one of my honorable mentions. That would definitely be in my top 10 and top 5.
I got J. Cole, K.O.D. for sure. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. And I got Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? Victory Lap, man. You know what I'm saying? Been waiting
that was a good album. Huh?
Been waiting for that album for a very, very long time. And then honorable mention, you know, I gotta put down that Currency and Freddie Gibbs Fetty album produced by The Alchemist, man.
The Freddie Gibbs, that was a good album too.
Hard body, man, hard body rap right there.
That was a good album.
Oh, I got another honorable mention.
That's another one that'll be my honorable. Freddie Gibbs. Yeah, that'll be another honorable.
Flatbush Zombies.
Oh,
they came out. They came out early 2018. That was another good one, man.
That's one of the first albums you sent us. But I gotta be honest, there's only one song on there I really liked, and that was that Big Shrimp. I mean, there were a couple other songs.
Oh, I love Big Shrimp.
That's the main one I liked on there.
Yeah, the one they released the video for 3 times. Oh, Headstone, that's what it's called. That shit goes hard. I love that.
What about Travis Scott? Did y'all like that album? There was a few songs on the album.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. I listened to maybe, other than Sicko Mode, I've heard maybe 2 songs off of it.
Wow. It's not a top 10 album for me, but I thought it was okay. You know, Nipsey Hussle was pretty good too, though. I'll give credit on that.
Okay.
No Cardi or Eminem on your list?
No Cardi, no Eminem, no Ye, no Little
definitely
Yachty,
no Ye.
No Tory Lanez. No Weekend. Nobody said Carter 5, although he did get a shout out a little bit earlier. The Black Panther soundtrack. 21 Savage.
Yo, not for nothing. The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack is way better than the Black Panther soundtrack.
Oh, you think so, fam?
Yo, wait, what about Nicki Minaj, Queen?
I'm the biggest Kendrick fan.
We didn't even say
I'm the biggest Kendrick fan, and I love the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack, man. If you haven't heard it, listen to it, because that would be in my top 10 albums.
And also, no mention of Meek Mill.
Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj.
Another album I didn't get to listen to. I listened to the song on there.
I only heard the Deaky song.
It, and I didn't even want to hear the rest of the album once I heard Hove after that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to listen to Meek after that. So I will give that album a chance.
I heard good things about Champion. So I
heard good things too.
I heard it was Meek Mill's great best album. So that's always promising. Like when an artist is like 3-4 albums in and somebody says this is his best album, that's always a promising thing to hear, because most of the time you're always being compared to your first one. So shout out to Meek Mill, man. True. Shout out to Meek Mill for not only dropping
shout out to Dream Chasers, man.
For not only dropping a solid hip hop, but also being an advocate for the culture, man.
He's doing a lot. He's trying to open people's eyes on a lot of things.
Word is bond, for real.
Yeah, man. That's right. I think about his interview on CNN.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. It's very refreshing.
He had to check homeboy. He did. He had to kind of. Because they think it's something else, and you really gotta let them know, what time it is out here,
For real. Yo,
man,
he's doing big things.
Everything has been copacetic this year, and one of the episodes that we're gonna post up within the next week or so is gonna be one of the most highlighted moments of the Righteous Tongues podcast, when FDT makes a plea and states his point on a lot of the older listeners, man. And I was checking it out the other day, and I was like, wow, man, you like open up the show, you kind of stated your point, man, and I think that, that kind of drives home what we do here at the Righteous Tongues podcast, aka RTP, man. We want to bring different perspectives. We're not necessarily mad at the newer rappers. We're not gonna ever disrespect the legacy of the older rappers. But we just want to.
We don't want to disrespect nobody hustle, right?
Right, you know what I mean. But we want to definitely give y'all different things to listen to. So in 2019, we want to bridge the gap, continue to bridge the gap, and give you artists that you might not necessarily see on your top blogs or necessarily hear on the radio. We determined to continue to like be the new A&Rs of the game, man. Tell you the cats to be looking out for. So we want to set the bar here. So we definitely appreciate it. Everybody that's supporting, please subscribe to the YouTube page, and we'll have more episodes frequently as we move on. We about an hour and 2 minutes in thus far. So I want to give everybody a chance to say a final word and just whatever you're looking for in terms of 2019. FDT.
2019, I look forward to us just dropping more content.
Thanks.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Just us being more consistent as a unit and just, getting more episodes out there. I look forward to new music, but I just don't want it to be as excessive as it was this year. Like, I want to be able to digest my music in 2019. Like, give me a good album once a month. You know what I'm saying? They seem like every other week in 2018 some new shit is dropping.
Yeah,
and mind you, a lot of the new music that we're listening to is music that we never would listen to if it wasn't for the podcast. So it's like we're trying to have an open ear to newer artists and listen
to a good thing. That's a good thing.
Artists that we never would listen to. So that's another thing that takes its toll.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
But hopefully 2019 just, give us good music, but just at a slower rate, so that way I can just have enough time to digest it and really give you guys our honest opinion on it. You know what I mean? So look forward to more reviews from us in the future.
Yeah, and not just reviews, the politics that go with it, man. The BX boy, man, what you got, brother?
Oh yeah, it's the BX boy, just taking it all in. And like FTT said, it would be nice to have more time to really take our time with the music and to really take it in and absorb it and kind of really, be able to go in depth with it. But with the way the internet and the music industry is now, that's not looking too likely. So, just gotta take it as it comes and do the best we can. Just looking forward to more music, and hopefully, the culture will continue to try to put more emphasis on lyrics and just being good at what you do, taking pride in what you do and trying to put your best foot forward instead of just putting music out there because you can. And, once again, we're also here to try to bridge the gap, between what's new and what's old and not knocking anybody's hustle. We just want to see everybody win, but we want to see good music too. We promise to always be honest, earnest, and, come what may. Hopefully the new year starts off with a bang. I want to always thank y'all for supporting us, and stay tuned.
Yeah, man, 2019, man, let it be the end of the clout chasing, man. I mean, there's always going to be the trolls. Shout out to the trolls. There's always going to be people that got too much time on their hands and entertain themselves through disparaging other people. But honestly, I want to see more of a gap being bridged. There's too much, availability, if that's such a word nowadays, in terms of seeing what's out there from the past as well as current. You know what I'm saying? I want to see more of the younger generation become historians to hip hop, like really, so that way the culture is preserved, and that way when you start getting the clout chasers or the culture vultures or the opportunists, they'll be purged out immediately. They won't even get a chance to have a platform because the younger generation will be protective of the culture.
They'll know that stuff. Right. They'll feel a sense of ownership. Yeah.
Facts, man. So I want to see more of a protecting of hip hop, man. Like, let's not allow hip hop to become, this oversaturated, genre of just bull. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep some integrity within it. Let's keep all integrity within it. And not saying it was always pure from the start, because it wasn't. There was a lot of flaws within it from the very beginning. But let's really start to balance it out. There's always going to be the foulness within it, but let's start to see more of a balance. It starts with supporting shows like this. You know what I'm saying? And sharing.
Right.
Like, if you like the content, share it. You know what I'm saying? Let people know that there are people that have integrity, that really care about the genre and really care about the music, that want to bring a positive spin to things. So we appreciate the support. #RTP podcast, Righteous Tongues podcast, with your host FDT, BX Boy, and myself, media art specialist D.Bail. We can be found on grustlemedia.com, and we also will be found on Podbean, the app Podbean, and many other platforms in the near future. I also want to give a quick shout out to Illustrious Entertainment. They've been doing their monthly showcases at MIST in Harlem, MIST. It's Industry Tuesdays, every second Tuesday of the month. They're going to be doing an event there. Platform will be supporting independent artists, as well as artists that have, some type of deal, but just want to, expose themselves to different artists. I'll be promoting most of the events, if not hosting most of the events, but I also will be doing a lot of behind the scenes work, and hopefully we can get the BX Boy on location with me on the next event that we do in February. And then, FDT, when he swings back through the city, he can come right on 116th Street, MLK, and come join us, man. We be having a good time up in Miss Caribbean.
Support, y'all.
Caribbean food, you know what I'm saying? Cool drinks, nice little vibe. Good. It's a real laid back vibe. It's right in Harlem World. It's beautiful, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Check us out, man. The Cut Showcase, Illustrious Entertainment. Big ups to them, man. So, man, we will check you out soon, y'all. Make sure you check us out, the Righteous Tongues podcast, right here on grustlemedia.com. Peace.
Deuces.